They told us to give a disclaimer. The views expressed on this podcast are those of the podcasters, any guests, and do not reflect any of the management, owners, sponsorships, or employees of thereof. Pretty much, if you're soft, don't listen to this podcast.
One thing I pride myself on is just being the same and trying to look out for my folks along the way.
Like, even with all these, big things happening, like, you still mad humble, and you still, like, you have enough clout now where you could easily be like, I'm not fucking with this, I'm not fucking with that.
Oh yeah, motherfuckers, it's on. Unrestricted Podcast listeners, thank you so much for clicking play. Because of you, those numbers are going up, up, and up. And as you know, the Patreon is alive and well. Head on over to patreon.com/DreRawka, DreRawka. But if you want to just share, like, comment, subscribe, it's free to show love. Especially in the holidays. Holidays are right around the corner. Actually, next time you see the studio, it's going to turn into a winter wonderland because we have 12 days of Podsmas coming up every year. I think it's our 4th annual 12 podcasts, 12 days at the top of December, leading into Christmas. So that's coming up very shortly. So I'm really excited about that. I'm also excited because I got a very special guest. Friend of the show is back here. MG Vellinga. She is a coach. She is a mother. She is a business owner. And she has a fight coming up this week, November 1st, at the OK Hotel and Casino, a pro boxing match. Holmes Boxing presents The Return. You versus LeAnna Martinez.
Yes, sir.
It's all going down, and we're excited about it. You got the fight. Last time we were here, you were like, yo, we're working on it. All these chicks are scared of me. But now we got a name.
Now we're here. Yep.
So how you feeling? What's the feeling like? Get up on that mic. Pull yourself real close to it. Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, I'm just grateful for the opportunity. It's like I said last time, I wasn't sure if I was going to get another one. And so to be able to compete for not only getting the opportunity to fight, but for all the life reasons that maybe would have made that not happen, I'm just honored to be able to fight right now.
Yeah.
That's truth.
You're coming off of an injury. You had surgery. You haven't fought since then.
Yep.
How are you feeling about your physically, like health?
Physically, I'm feeling great. I'm also older too, right? Like I am at a place where I could have retired and nobody would have thought twice. So I think, like, in my head, it's like I'm coming off an injury. I'm returning after a 1.5 year layoff. I'm an older fighter. So, like, seeing how my body handled this camp was great. I have been, like, more disciplined than I've ever been. I'm always pretty disciplined, so that's a lot. But I feel strong. I feel great, honestly.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Good. Yeah, it is exciting.
It is a blessing to have this name in LeAnna Martinez, who is a 4-4 pro as well. She is on a 4-loss losing streak, so it feels like this is the perfect matchup for you too, right? You're coming 100%. Off of a 2-loss losing streak as well.
Yep.
Injury. She's coming off of hers. What makes her a good opponent for you?
I think it's strength of schedule. Like, we both are coming off of losses, but if you look at the girls that I fought and lost to compared to the girls that she has recently fought, I beat the girls that she has recently lost to, and the girls that I've lost to are now world title holders. So I feel like, multiple things. We're both obviously questioning, not necessarily questioning ourselves, but there's reasons to want this fight really bad for both of us, right? If she's coming off of 4 losses, that's somebody who, she's a year layoff, I think, something like that. She's definitely got something to prove both to the promoter and to her coaches and to herself, and so do I. And I think that those make great fights. And on paper, I think it's a great fight for me. But I also I've learned my lesson of underestimating anybody, and, you never want to look past anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's life lessons too. Like, don't ever underestimate the thing that's in front of you. Like, tackle it, make sure you give it your all on whatever it is.
Yeah, 100%.
I use this analogy a lot. Like, being a DJ, sometimes we're in a crowd of, my largest crowd has been, I think, damn near 12,000 people at Ice Cube, right? The Delta Center. But I also have been in a bar full of 12 people, 5 people, but I still perform as if I am in the Delta Center, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's the same thing with athletes too. It's like it don't matter if the person has a losing record or not.
No, not at all.
Or
well,
you're
actually,
fighting
which for you is more stressful, 12 people in a small crowd or 12,000?
You know what's funny? I got a same question for you.
Okay.
But for me, what's more stressful? Delta Center for sure. Because that moment was very special for me, because going from a kid that was watching Stockton Malone, and not even in the front row, like not even lower bowl. I was in the upper bowl next to the American flag.
Yeah.
Like literally when we're pledging the allegiance, I'm like touching the flag.
Yeah.
But then to now have the opportunity, and salute to my man E-Rockalypse for giving me that opportunity to be on the main stage, and now have the entire city, our city, to look at me and provide an experience for them as they're about to see one of the greatest entertainers of all time in Ice Cube. That's more stressful to me, because the 12 people, we're gonna have a good time. But it's just like, I don't know. That moment specifically was like way nerve-wracking. Yeah. And my equipment wasn't performing the way that I wanted it to, because it could have shut down at any moment. Literally the night before, I had it at the bar, and it went on me in the middle of my set. I can't have that happen at the Delta Center. So, to answer your question, definitely the Delta Center more nerve-wracking.
Yeah, I felt like I fought at Madison Square Garden twice, and the first time I was like, it wasn't the size of the crowd, but it was the venue that gave me the jitters and the nerves. Like, the name, the garden, and I think like,
MG, get on that and pull that mic towards you. I need you like
that.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. I feel like I'm about to eat it. Okay.
It's okay. We want you to hear it. We want people to hear you. Okay. So, Madison Square Garden, it's the name, not necessarily, I mean, it's the biggest thing.
It's the name, but I think like I imagine for you, like, we have these dreams of making it, right? Mm-hmm. And that's like the moment when you're like, I kind of made it, right? Like, I get the shot. And I think for me, that was like this pressure to perform on this big stage on ESPN. Like, I'm somewhere, when you're at Madison Square Garden, they have all these like past performers on the walls, and you're walking past these icons, and it's wild, right? You're like, man, I'm here, and maybe I'm not quite the icon, but this is the step to get to the next step, to the next step.
You did it twice.
Mm-hmm. Second time, I learned from that first experience, and I fought way better. I like didn't let the size of the experience cloud my performance, but I feel like the first time I was kind of cautious, because I didn't, like, rather than go for it, I played it a little safe. Like, I wanted to, I don't know, I didn't want to fall flat. And in fighting, you can't play it safe, right? Like, you've got to go 100%. And I fought a good fight, but I fought a cautious fight a little bit. And there's no room for that in the fight game, in my opinion. And I think, but for me, in those small crowds, I get the jitters of like seeing the people, and like, I don't know, it's different. For me, that is a different type of nervousness. I don't know if one is bigger than the other, but it's just interesting how it plays out, and you can hype up any situation, right?
I imagine you being in a smaller venue, hearing either your students, family, friends, whoever's in the crowd. Smaller venue, you're hearing everything that they're saying.
Yeah.
Right hook. Yo, I can't get the right hook off right now. Like, chill out.
Bro, honestly, it's like the mom in me. I'm like, are they having a good time? Is my daughter sitting by? I don't even know. Like, I'm like worried about like, is everybody got what they need? Is like, it's harder for me to tune into just my game in a smaller crowd. And I've had to learn how to kind of separate myself from, like, if I'm fighting locally, people are coming up to me and like trying to peek through the curtains and say what's up, and that's like not what I need.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I try to stay away from I'll do like the day before text, like, yo, hey, good luck, go get it. And we're already proud of you. Like Zach Partridge, he just had a fight in Jersey.
Man. You know, hats off to him, man. Yep.
Salute to him for taking a fight in a short note, or doing the short notice fight and flying out to Jersey, his first time out there. But it's like moments like that where I'm like, he has to have some type of nerves, flying out to a different state, a different promotion, it looked really cool. It looked like they did a lot like on the production side of that, and to leave his family. And the last thing I'm sure he wants is a text from Dre saying, yo, keep your head up.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yep.
At least not on the day of.
Yeah.
But that would annoy me if I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
It's me in my zone.
But it's also, I think, like, it's on us to be able to create the situation we need, right? And that has taken me a long time to learn.
When you're in New York, the Big Apple, the Mecca, you're at the Garden, do you embrace it? Do you get to feel it the second time versus the first time? Or do you feel it in the first?
I felt it in the first. Yeah, I definitely felt it in the first. I think the second time it was really about boxing for me. The first time it was about the full experience. And that, like, one thing I talk to my fighters a lot about is to really focus on the experience and pay a little less attention to the outcome, because now in hindsight, I look back and win or loss, every fight I've had has been an incredible experience. And those memories we're making, I mean, being in New York and being there, and just, you know, the first one was on the Teofimo Lopez undercard, and that's an experience that will stay with me regardless of the outcome of that fight, right? Mm-hmm. And I think that that's nobody cares in the end. Like, when I'm 60, my record tomorrow my record doesn't even mean that much, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I think that that's the shift that has helped me just embrace everything, like the flying out there, the nerves, the experience. Like, how dope is it that Zach gets to go out of state and fight on a promotion like that? Like, you have to be willing to take that risk, but the experience of it, he gets that forever. Yeah. I think that's what it's about as much as anything.
Well, I think as well, like, it also creates opportunities for this next generation. The fighters that you're breeding up at Rise right now.
Yep.
You know, like, now you have the connection for the OK Hotel and Casino in New Mexico.
Yep.
So when they're calling, they're like, yo, MG, you got a fighter? Like, yeah, actually I do.
Yeah.
We got an amateur that's ready to go right now.
Yeah.
Now you're creating that experience for that fighter.
Yeah.
And you're changing their life, and you're giving them memories. Like, the cool thing about what you do as an athlete, as a coach, as a business owner, is that you're writing the MG name in other people's book of life.
Thank you, man. Yeah. Dude, it is like I never would have expected the opportunities to come for me, for my fighters, from what I've done. And that is, like, I get calls all the time. I'm, like, feeding matchmakers names, not just from my team. Well, really not. I don't have any pro fighters, so none from my team, but from within my amateur network who are now pro. And it's fun to be a part of helping somebody get connected to an opportunity. And yeah, it's a privilege to be able to help people get to their next step. That's
the way I look at it. You know, even seeing what Zach did, I'm like, well, who from Utah's gonna go out to Jersey next time?
Right? Yeah,
we gotta get a win.
You see it, you know it's gotta happen. Yep.
We gotta get that win, and who knows who it can be.
Yep.
You know, you mentioned that you embrace the moment now. Like, it's about the memories now. Like, so does ranks matter to you versus names? And it might not be in your own career, but in combat sports in general.
I would answer that different depending on the day. And the reason why I say that is, I think as an amateur in boxing specifically, who you beat matters more than what your record is, for sure. Like, once you are beating top people, it doesn't matter if you have an upside down record. If you beat, you know, number ones, number twos, number threes, you're that person. But at the same time, especially now as a pro, I can have the strength of schedule. Like, people who know what's up and actually look at the people I've fought, they know that the only losses I've had were close fights, and that everybody I've lost to is now fought for a title or is a title holder. But if you just look at the record, which promoters, you know, it depends on the size of the promotion. If it's a small promotion, they're looking at I do feel like that's sort of why I got this fight. Like, on paper, we're a little bit more even than I think that we actually are skill set wise. So I don't know, like, it's important I've been that person who will take every fight that comes to me. And I probably should have been a little more selective, because now my record is not, like, I would have been able to move myself a lot better if I had been less willing to take a rematch against a tough opponent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are these the lessons that you have learned, right? Hindsight, we're always clearer when we've lived it, right?
Yeah.
Are these things that you are explaining to the future fighters?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And I've also not had a head coach or manager kind of consistent with me throughout my career. Mm-hmm. So I think sometimes I've called shout out to Jose Haro. He's somebody who's helped me give me guidance from his pro experience, and I've really seeked out people who have been where I've been and used them, and they've given me great guidance. But I think that more so I'm trying to help my fighters not have to be the people who make that decision, because as fighters we don't want to be the person who's like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to take that fight. Mm-hmm. Right? It makes you feel like you're being a bitch. Mm-hmm. Right? Straight up. And that is what the manager's role or the coach's role is, to be that voice for you so that you make the right decision and don't fall into your ego. And that's a big task for a fighter to take, and I don't think it's the right task for them to have.
There is, you mentioned Haro, a lot of experience there, right? He's been on the biggest stage, right? There are other fighters, boxing, mixed martial arts, that have made it to big stages and have a lot of knowledge in this not entertainment, but in this combat sports line of work. Mm-hmm. With so much experience, do you think that experience is being distributed enough?
What do you mean by that?
A lot of knowledge, right? You just mentioned everything that you just mentioned. Do you think that knowledge is being passed along to these younger fighters enough?
No, I don't. No.
How do we do that?
You're doing it. I mean, I think that these platforms and giving us a place to talk about it is critical. I sometimes feel like you're this unsung hero. Like, what you do for the fight community is bigger than just giving me a platform. It's like, this is the education. But I think it's opening up those lines of conversation, and it takes those experienced fighters going, when you're a young fighter coming up, I think you don't even know what to ask, right? So I think sometimes it's on us to see the people who are getting those opportunities and being willing to step up and say something to them, reach out, have a phone call, reach out, whether it's a congratulations and you slip in some stuff. But I think it's communication, how we open that up. I don't know, $1 million question, right? But I do think it's just opening up more communication and not, I always feel like when I started, everybody wanted to be the state champion. And I was like, bro, there's 10 of us. In female, there are 3 of us. I'm not trying to be the best of 2 or 3. I want to be the best in the nation and then the best in the world. But I do feel like sometimes we have this, we're all against each other rather than realizing, it's the 801, right? Mm-hmm. How do we realize that together, this is how we make the next step? It doesn't mean we don't compete. Doesn't mean we don't fight. It doesn't mean we don't, we step in the cage, the ring, whatever. You're still competition, but on the bigger scale, we get to that next level by collaborating and working together a little more.
Yeah, I think it's there is room for collaboration, more collaboration, on a scale that will help the younger guys and girls, just not only be more successful in their career, but understand. You can be successful, but do you understand? Yeah. What's going on? Do you understand the business side of things and when to say yes, when to say no, how to collaborate with brands, how to treat yourself like a brand?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think too, I don't know, we're all putting our best foot forward all the time, right? Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of times when nobody wants to talk about how much they're getting paid, right? Nobody wants to talk about the struggles in communicating with a manager or a promoter or how many fights fell through and we just want to show the shiny object of making it, right? Mm-hmm. But I think that that transparency about the real stuff creates a better path for the younger people to understand what it's really like. I've been surprised again and again and again about the pay I've been offered, about, what's expected of me, about I don't know, just so many things that experience has taught me, but I learned from the experience. I didn't learn because I had any foresight on it. And I think it would have helped me a lot had I had some of that.
Well, this is the beautiful thing about you living your experience is that now you can pass it on.
Yeah.
You know, and you have a healthy team up there, a healthy young team up at Rise that you can, chirp a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Which is really dope. I think it's phenomenal, man. I can't say enough about that young man, Ruben Rivera, that you have up there.
Right? Yeah.
And I think this is what we're talking about is going to benefit him on his comeback. And I told him, I was like, even though you got a broke ass hand, don't be slacking, bro. Like, now's the time.
Dude, I've been telling him that. Straight up, my game has been built around my jab. And my jab got the way it was because I couldn't use my right hand for like 2 months. And I have told him this again and again. Like, that is my biggest growth without question has come when I've been injured and trained differently. And that kid is so special. And already he has the podcast that podcast plural, right? How many times has he been on?
Once.
Is it only one?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
But I mentioned him so much that
yeah, dude, it does. Yeah. But he's already, he's a great kid. So I don't know that we can take all the credit, but he carries himself like a professional already. Right. And that's, I feel like it's a trickle effect, and the way he sets an example in the gym for the younger guys, like it's already happening. Right. And it's like filtering down, and people are, I don't know, you are the byproduct of the 5 people you're around, or whatever the saying goes, right? And I think that's like, it's so dope to see in the gym, like the way he carries himself and the way he helps out the young guys, and the way those young kids, like now they're helping out the little kids, and that trickle effect is really cool.
So your first fight at MGM, oh my gosh, Madison Square Garden, MSG, you shining lights, everything a little bit there. You didn't really feel, I mean, you felt it, but it was different, right? And now in your pro career right now where you are, you want to feel it a little bit more. Are you feeling where you are right now? Are you feeling this road to November 1st? Are you embracing?
Yeah, I am. I only had a little, I think like 4.5 weeks is when I got asked for this fight. And I didn't announce it or really mention it to anybody for a couple of weeks, because I really did feel like I needed to just like have my own moment with my training and where I was at, and lock in my mind and like, how did I want to approach this fight, not knowing that if it was going to come, and everything that was wrapped up into it mentally for me. And I feel like, I don't know, it's been an awesome 4 weeks, and it's like this. Some days I'm like so hype about it, and other days I'm like, okay, you got to do some mental work and like relock back in. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, that's like, they say, at this level, I think your skill set is there. At this point, it is 85% mental and 15% physical, or whatever, 90-10, depending on the day.
Yeah. So how are you locking in? How do you bounce back and stay focused and know that you have a target November 1st?
I think it's just, for me, it is really I map out my training, map out all of, I had a little bit bigger weight cut. I'm going down a weight class. So I think for me, the confidence comes from having done every single thing I was supposed to do in camp, right? And having hit every single session, whether I felt horrible that day or not, and not skimping out on any sparring rounds, or, just like doing what I was supposed to do, and remembering that my job is to win the fight, not to win sparring rounds in the gym. Where I would say in past camps, I've had periods where I'm like, my head's off, or like, I'm feeling sick a little bit. I'm going to bow out of sparring today and hit it tomorrow. And it doesn't, like, for sure, still being smart. Like, I'm not doing things if I'm sick and powering through it. But I think recognizing that it's not about winning sparring rounds, it's about winning the fight. So if I need to, focus on working on really specific things and lose some rounds sparring because I'm working on those things, that's okay. And it's a mental shift of knowing what my end point is for this fight, rather than like just being the day-to-day focus of, does that make sense?
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. I want to know, with this camp, you're locked in, you're ready to go, you're pushing through, right, when it's applicable. Is MG ready for this?
Yeah, I'm ready for this. Yeah, I am ready for this. I don't know. I feel like I know who I am. Like, other times I've questioned, like, am I the girl that could be X person? And I know what type of fighter I am, and I know my ability to execute, and I feel really confident in just going out and being myself and a little bit less, I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, it's not like I'm not concerned about the outcome, not concerned, like focused on the outcome, but I also am, I don't know, like more focused on going and doing what I've been working on than worrying about what's next.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're focused, you're locked in. What I'm getting from this is that you're focused and locked in, and you know how you're going to perform, and you're confident in your performance.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
And obviously we want the win, right?
Yeah.
We want the W.
Yep.
But we also want you to perform for your game plan the way that you've had it mapped out, right?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what we want?
Yeah, I think I just know what I can do.
Yeah.
And I know that on my best day, I could be anybody. And that's, I don't know, just like if I go out there and I be the version of myself that can be anybody, then the rest falls as it will. And that's that.
How was training for this opponent? You said it's 4 week, your 4 week camp?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you got her name, what, 5 weeks ago?
Yeah, 4.5.
4.5 weeks ago? Are you getting, is it hard to find training partners, sparring partners that would, like, are you matching her height and like this kind of stuff?
Yeah, so this is actually the first camp that I've mostly sparred with females. Most other camps I'm sparring more with guys. And I have two great sparring partners, Maria Hernandez and Ivy. Both of those two girls, Yvette is the right height. She's a little shorter, 5 foot tall, and she's a dog. She's pressuring all the time. Maria is a higher weight class. She fights around 150, I think. But females come at you differently than males in the gym and in a fight. And I feel like I can get great rounds with guys, and that technical work has been super helpful and definitely not something I'll ever shy away from or not keep having. But I really felt like I needed somebody or people, training partners who would replicate what it's like when I'm in there with another female, because it is always high pace, high pressure. And I don't really get that as much from the guys. Sometimes I'll get it from like 12, 13, 14-year-old boys, like the young kids. They bring that same kind of heat, and usually they're the right size for me. So I've had some great work with those guys. I just don't have that network of like younger, smaller fighters right now. It sounds crazy that like 12-year-old boys have been some of my best training partners, but that's straight up.
They got that energy.
Dude, they do have that. And like, I think as guys get a little older, they respect. I've never had anybody be disrespectful in there. They're not trying to hurt me. They're not, you know what I mean? So even like Ruben and I go super hard. Ruben's somebody who pressures me a lot. Honestly, like when he broke his hand, selfish me was like, oh, because he's a great sparring partner. I was like, damn it.
Like, damn,
it was like right when, yes. And it was literally like I had just found out, or I hadn't even signed a contract, but they had just asked me when he fought. And I was like, oh, but, I think that preparation with these girls is part of what gives me so much confidence. And, we go out of our way to help each other, and they're both still competing also. And for years now, I've worked with girls around the state and tried to create female sparring and really pushed to try and get those female training partners, both just so that I get the right looks, but also I think that we need that, and it's a different vibe. Like I always say to the guys, like, because they tease me like, oh, you're going to have your little girl sparring group. And I'm like, bro, you guys are like basically all boys in the gym every day. And I'm sure you love that. Like, it's not like, but for us, it's special to have a day when it's like all females driving hard.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
I'm looking over at Zach Partridge, and he just said, wow.
Got the tap. Drake Anderton headed home with some hardware.
She was smiling while she was smashing her. Did I see Hannah Silva motion that she wanted a belt?
Micaiah August, debut successful. What a win for the prize fighter.
Amazing.
How about that, huh?
Let's go!
No pukesters helping me to the left, and no pukesters helping me to the right. Didn't need them then, don't need them now. You are the ex-champion, Holden.
Now this is the way, Tony and David, that you do the figure 4 leg lock.
Do you love wrestling?
Do you believe that Stone Cold Steve Austin is the greatest entertainer of all time?
Or maybe that Shawn Michaels is the sexiest man alive?
Or did you have a thing for Sonny from the years of 1994 to 1996 like I did?
Did you know Yokozuna isn't even Japanese?
If you could count the number of dimples on Rikishi's ass, this podcast is for you.
Follow us, the Figure 4 Podcast on Instagram, at Figure4 Podcast. And check us out on YouTube.
Do it.
Tell your punk ass friends about us.
Yeah.
Is there a club for this? Is there like
Secret club, yes.
Yeah.
No, I do I call it my girl gang, but I do a weekly female sparring up at the gym. And it's off schedule, so I just post about it, and it's free for anybody to come. And I have
any women, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of girls in general. I always try and respect coaches, so a lot of times coaches will come with their females, and if a coach wants to come through, that's totally fine. But a lot of these girls, like I fought so many times in the amateurs without getting very much sparring because of the dynamic around sparring with men or whatever it was. With sometimes coaches didn't want me sparring with bigger guys, and so it's kind of going in my opinion, less prepared in the sparring aspect. Mm-hmm. So I think some of us go a little rogue and seek out our own work, but I think at the end of the day, you've got to respect your coach and make sure that they're cool with you going. So yes, all girls, but of course, like whoever you got to bring to make it work.
4 weeks. Did you have enough time to get trunks? Like,
I'm wearing old stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how does that work? Like, you're good with just like, do you have your sponsors on the trunks or?
Bro, I didn't even get any sponsors or ask for sponsors this fight. I know I probably should have. I was like thinking about how
we talked last
time. Yes, and I was like, bro, what am I doing?
Should have hit me up.
But yes, I just it's like I said, like this fight is it's a really important fight for me to just get back in there, and I'm confident that I'll win. And so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna win this fight, and then I really believe that when I win this fight, I'll get a opportunity on a bigger show and be able to give my sponsors a bigger platform. And so I was like, I'm just gonna lock in, win this fight, handle business, and then go from there.
Have you fought on a Holmes boxing promotion before?
No, I haven't. No.
And is this a Holmes is where what is it?
The guy's name, Pat Holmes. Shout out to him. Thanks for having me on. But I think it's a pretty small promotion from what I understand. No live stream, so that's usually my metric.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
but it's I have fought in New Mexico before, and New Mexico puts out some great fighters. Like New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, like that. That's kind of the region for amateurs, and it's a tough region. So I know that girl she'll have had good sparring partners. I fought another girl in New Mexico who she's actually fighting in Egypt next month for a world title, and they've sparred together. So I know she's got like, you know, tough sparring, and you don't need. It's like, you know, I might only have Yvette and Maria, but those two girls are plenty to. You don't need 20 sparring partners.
Yeah,
you know, you need 1 or 2 great teammates, and that's enough.
Well, I think, in my opinion, what you need is experience, will, and a game plan, and you got all of them.
Yep.
You have ton of experience.
Yep.
And you get punched in the face every day.
Yep.
Yep. So I mean, is it a benefit owning your own gym, like versus this is because I can see pros and cons on both of these.
That's exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think there is a real valid reason why there are not very many coaches who are still fighting, because it is an enormous amount of work to do both. You know, I was able to say yes 4 weeks out because I have been training to get a fight, and most of my opportunities have come with 2-3 weeks notice. Like, I think my first Madison Square Garden fight was like 2 weeks notice or 3 weeks notice, and my second one was like 10 days. Wow. But I know that's like, I really built my career. I coach this to my guys, like, you should stay 2 to 3 week fight ready at all times, because you will get opportunities that if you are ready and you can take them and not go in unprepared, those are the fights that you create an upset on, because you're usually the B-side if you're getting called in that late, right? Mm-hmm. So if you're the B-side fighter and you have an upset, that's how you elevate your career. But to being a coach, owning a gym, I don't know, man. Like, this last week, it was rough. I'm not going to lie. Like, I was at the gym like 50 hours and doing my own training on top of that. And like, mom life got stressful for me. And there have been times when especially earlier in my career, where I would let kind of that load get in my head about, like, especially if I was fighting somebody who I knew they were just a pro boxer. All this girl does is train and do recovery and whatever, like, live a chill life otherwise. And be like, man, you know, I'm already exhausted and I haven't even hit my training yet. Mm-hmm. But I think now I can kind of flip that script and be like, bro, if I'm doing all of that and still getting my training done, like, that's a different type of dedication. That's a different type of, like, sacrifice. And without question, for me at least, the more I've had to sacrifice to get somewhere, it's like, gives you a little bit more will in the fight, or I don't know, determination, right? Like, you want to make all that sacrifice worth it. So, and I think too, like, reps, man, like, just from a truly athletic perspective, like, I am getting more reps than anybody. I guarantee that girl is not in the gym as much as I am, no matter what. She could be working 2-3 sessions a day, but I'm still in the gym more than her. I'm still, like, holding mitts, seeing more punches coming at me. Like, coaching helped my eyes sharpen a lot. When I that wasn't something I really anticipated, but when I started coaching, I was like, my head movement wasn't great, and that actually started happening. I was like, okay. Like, many, many things have grown as a result of my coaching. So pros and cons for sure.
You mentioned this fight. It's flyweight, right?
Light fly.
Light fly.
Yeah.
So is that what? That's like 10 pounds less?
110, 2 pounds less.
Oh,
so
okay.
Normally I fight fly 112, light fly is 110, which I know it doesn't seem like much, but it's still a lot for me. Yeah, dude, that extra 2 pounds.
No, that's where I'm like, where you losing 2 pounds?
Bro.
You're tiny.
Yeah. I always wanted to fight. I fought all my amateur career at 112, and you're doing same day weigh-ins. So I always made sure that I wasn't cutting more than 2 pounds. That's where I knew I could, like, easily cut 2 pounds and still fight later that day without feeling kind of weak. Because you weigh in usually at 7 a.m. and then you might fight noon, you might fight 4 p.m. So you don't have a lot of time to rehydrate. But because I had a name for myself and was ranked at 112, that's kind of where calls kept coming to me. And I've fought up to 115 and 118, and like, I wasn't even, like, when I fight at 118, I cut no weight, and I stepped on the scale at like 116. And I knew it was a bad decision, but wanted the fight and couldn't get one at my weight. So I'm actually really happy to be at this weight because with that 24-hour, with weighing in a day before, I think this is the right weight for me. But the cut and being, as close to the weight that I want to be has been work for sure. Yeah.
How so you'll be cutting up to weigh-ins, right?
Yeah.
And you weigh in Friday?
Friday, yeah.
Damn, you weigh in on Halloween?
Yes, I know.
Are we gonna get a costume?
Bro, you know what? I've weighed in Halloween and Thanksgiving now. Like,
jeez, you're just a holiday fighter, huh?
Come on.
Give me a March fight.
Please.
Obviously, I'm assuming there's no Halloween plans now, right?
No. No Halloween plans.
Do you usually celebrate Halloween? Do you guys usually dress up? Do you do a party?
We do a kids party at the gym. It's one of my favorite things, yeah. And we have like a whole bin of extra costumes. So if kids don't come with costumes, we like costume them out. And we're not doing that this year just because the gym will be closed that day now. And I'm kind of bummed about that. But, I know.
Next year.
Yeah, next year. Yeah. And it's like, it's my daughter's favorite holiday. So that's been... it's been cool, but it's also been bittersweet. The cool part is she's 17 now, and she's at an age where we can have a real conversation. Like, she feels like she wants to come to my fight because it's supportive of me, but I'm like, bro, I know you're going to come and not really want to be there, so you'll be like, I don't know, sulky teenager, which will kill my vibe, and I want you to do what you want to do. So now, we can have that conversation. She's staying home and doing stuff with friends and still gets to have her time. But I'm like going to be sad that I'm missing out on seeing her do her thing. Yeah.
It'll be all right.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
You're going to get this win. You'll fly back home. You have some Reese's on the way home.
Yeah. The fact is she probably wouldn't even want me around. You know how it is, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so who cares? Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
She's like happy I'm leaving.
What is your favorite Halloween candy? What's your when you're...
Bro, I love the dots.
You're weird.
Dude, I like the 80s bad candies. Like the 2-pack of Twizzlers that's like sticky and gummy. That
you like was it what's the paper dots?
No, not the paper dots.
No, I know you like the regular dots, but
yeah, the paper dots.
You know what the ones I'm talking
I
about.
know what
right?
you're talking about. Yeah.
It's literally sugar on paper.
Yes, yeah.
And you always get the back of it. Always had a little strip of paper. You can never
get it off. Yeah.
So you're just eating paper and sugar.
Yep. What's your favorite?
Oh, Reese's peanut butter cups.
Bro, but that's not Halloween. You can get it all the time. You got to choose one that you only get during Halloween.
Caramel apple suckers are pretty good.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Those are solid. What are you talking about? Like Reese's peanut butter cup is Halloween.
Really?
That's Halloween. I guarantee you, we do a poll and you ask parents, what's the number one candy you steal from your kids?
Because it's the best candy. Yeah, okay. Of like the bag, they are the best. But
and the dots are probably the worst.
Just the red dots are the good ones.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Stay away from the yellow. Stay away from orange.
The green's gross. Yeah, like red and purple.
Red.
And you don't feel bad. Like there's 4 in the box. You get 1. You're good.
Yeah. Although it is the red dye color that is, I guess, horrible for you.
Yes. So no red dye in the Reese's, huh? I'll loop back.
Do you celebrating Halloween in your rural is a rural town?
Rural. We just said we lived in the county. That's like delineates. Did you live in the city or the county?
Because nobody says rural.
Nobody says rural.
No,
they can't.
And growing up in your small little community, did you guys dress up and do Halloween stuff?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Do you remember was there any costumes that stood out? Were you guys a homemade costume town?
We were poor, like poor. And I remember, like, I loved Halloween, and we live, like I said, in the county. So, like, the city ended, and we're, like, on this dirt road that was, like, I don't know, 3 blocks out of town. But we would hang these ghosts in the tree, and we didn't really get trick-or-treaters because it's, like, nobody wants to go 3 blocks for one house that probably has, like, bad candy, right?
Yeah.
But we would, like, my sisters were always the ones helping me put together a costume. And I remember like one year they like, there was like no, it's not like I was a thing. I had like measuring cups tied in my hair and like they just got shit from the kitchen and like put it on me. But that was like, I don't know. It's like small town. Nobody cares. Like you go knock on the door and like people know what's up. Like it's not like there's no spirit Halloween to go to. Like you're a ghost with a sheet or whatever. And I don't know. Like
we didn't have Amazon back in the day.
No Amazon.
We used to have to go to the store or just
you make your cups. Shit. Yes, you just make your shit. Yeah.
There was a lot of times where we just found white sheets and we were just ghosts.
Yeah, we were. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I really feel like that's something that I'm so glad I had those experiences because I don't know, like it was fun. Like those moments with my sisters and my brother were like, I don't know, those are some of my fondest memories. And I never, nobody ever teased me. Nobody said anything. Like people laughed at my costume and made me feel good about what I was, it was like, it's not so much pressure. It's just like you do something, you have fun, you enjoy the experience, and that's it.
What was the costume that you always wanted to be that you never got the chance to be?
Oh. Yeah, I don't think I even I never had those like I dream about anything. Like no, not really.
For me, I always wanted to be Mankind from WWE. Well, WWF.
Of course. Yes.
And I finally, as an adult,
you did it?
Yeah, I did it 3 years ago. Awesome. I got the mask. I had the championship belt. It was cool.
That's awesome. You know what's crazy? When I first started boxing, I was 28 when I first started, and a friend of mine sent me a photo from a Halloween party when I was like 21, where I dressed up as a boxer and I had bought this like man muscle suit, and I was wearing like a man muscle suit with like a boxing robe and whatever. And she was like, it was like my first fight, and she sent me that, and she's like, oh, did you always want to be a boxer? I don't remember what she said, but I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy, like just seeing where things played out.
Unconsciously you painted
summoning
it out.
It, man. Yeah.
Are you a believer in manifestation?
Yes, for sure. Yeah.
Have you felt it before? Have you ever manifest something?
I'll tell you a funny story, like whether this is true or not, but I really worked hard to try and go to the Olympics, and that was something that I believed I would do and worked really hard to try to get to. And 2016, I went to the Olympic trial qualifiers and didn't make it, and my sister happened to work for the Olympics. She was in Vancouver and then in Rio, and like a month before the Olympics, she was like, hey, I got a bunch of extra tickets. You want to come down here? So I ended up going down to Rio and went to the boxing at the Olympics. And I was like, dude, I've been manifesting. Like I had been telling myself, like, I'm going to go to the Olympics, go to the Olympics, go to the Olympics. And that was like, I was like, oh, you know what? You weren't specific enough. Like you're here, but you were supposed to be fighting at the Olympics, not just go to the Olympics, And I think like, whether that was manifestation or not, or just like byproduct, I do think that it was a moment for me where it was like, how clear do we need to get? And I think like manifestation, prayer, sorcery, whatever you call it, I think we're all tapping into that same thing. And I think it redirects our focus, and it's like, manifestation requires work, right? So it's not just like, oh, I want to go to the Olympics, but what am I doing to get there? And I think when you put that out there, then the work feeds into it. But I do believe that we can speak things into existence with the right work behind it.
Yeah, good and bad.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I believe in manifestation a lot. And it's not for the typical reason. I think manifestation reminds you of your goals. Mm-hmm. Right. So if I say I'm gonna DJ at the Delta Center, right? What am I doing to get myself in the position to do that?
Yeah.
Right. It keeps it in mind that I need to work. I need to make sure that I'm hitting every little goal to make this major goal.
Yeah. Yep.
That's kind
of like when I was saying about what this camp is. That for me is what it was like hit every little goal to make sure that when that day comes, there's like no question. Like, cool, I did my work. We're good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? What about instead of manifestation, what do you think about the like past or like future tracking where you like already say it's been done? Do you believe in that? As a method of, manifesting or creating or outcome?
I guess in some ways I do, but not consciously. Like, I don't seek out to be like, yo, I'm going to have a world champion in that seat, I believe it. I know it's going to happen one day because I truly believe that we're going to have a world champion in whatever sport it is going to be here and it's going to represent us. And I believe that person's going to sit in that chair, or that person has already sat in that chair. Right?
Yeah,
so
I like that.
In some ways, I do say in the future that it's already done. It's already been written. But
what about for yourself? Like, I performed with, I don't know.
Yeah.
Your person, right?
Past
tense, like it already happened. Speak that in.
Not for myself. I mean, I guess selfishly it is for myself because I am the one across from the person that is in that chair, right?
Yeah.
So I guess in some ways, yeah, for myself, but most of the time it's for others. Like, I see for my kids, for my friends, for our community. I do manifest that for them, right? And I do it often, and I say it out loud often, and I don't know. I see great things happen, and I believe in people. That's the thing, is that I see special things in people, and I manifest it for them.
That's so, man. That's so. I do feel like a lot of my dreams of being a champion, all of that is, I so badly want to be a champion so that just so that I can get more influence. And I know that might sound sort of silly, but I really feel like if I could lead by example and show people how to be a loving and kind and giving person and like help bring other people up, like that's the platform that I want. And I feel like if I can become a world champion, that I can help have a bigger impact on more people. I don't even... Like, I want to be a champion to win, but it's more about, like, being able to show other people to get more eyes on me so that I can help have this little trickle effect of, like, look at all these great people around me and look at what they're doing and look at what kindness and love and hard work can do. And it sounds so cheesy, but I really do feel like that's, like, the bigger goal for me.
I love that. And I believe a world champion will help that eat more easily. But you're already doing it. Yeah,
well, for a while I was like, well, shoot, that means I'm not even focused. Like, for a long time, it was like, I want to fight for a world championship. And it was because it was about the platform and, right, getting eyes on me. And then I was like, bro, you, like, don't even care if you win or lose there. Like, you need to reassess, like, what is the true goal? And do you need to get to a world championship for that to happen? And I think you're right. Like, you can do that from anywhere, right? I don't need that big stage to do it, but I think it was really interesting for me when I really broke down, like, why is this my goal? And be like, oh, it's actually wasn't about winning this, and then kind of redirecting and like, okay, what are my fight goals? What are my life goals? What are my, community goals or whatever you want to say? And it is very different.
As much as this week has been a hell week for you, there is still so much untapped within yourself. And this is a conversation we had off mic, and I know what Rise can do, and I know what Classic Fight Team can do. I know what the athletes up there can do. I know what you as a business can do, and I feel like you haven't even scratched the surface on the potential of the whole brand of MG and the whole brand of Rise and the potential of your reach, because you're already doing it. You're already reaching people.
Thank you, man.
It's already done. But there is so much more that can be done.
Yeah, that's I've had these kind of ebbs and flows with like wanting to keep fighting, and part of that has come from like I have a lot of excitement about being able to put more energy into all the rest of that stuff, and like I'm not ready to stop fighting yet, but I do really look forward to when I have more time to put my energy into those other kind of passions that I have and those other projects that I have going on, because I do feel like that's like where my real purpose is. And this is like unfinished business, maybe, if you will, and like what I need to do for me personally. But it's awesome to have that. I didn't have that before. And like now I do feel like when the time comes to move on, I think I'll be really at peace with that, because I have so many more things that I want to do. And that's been a really cool place to be like, oh shit, I'm actually really excited about what's next. And to have that energy around whatever that is.
I know we got the fight this Saturday, November 1st, LeAnna Martinez. She's going to give you rounds. She's going to give you a tough fight.
Yep.
We're not looking past her, but looking at 2026, you're going to be healthy. You're going to be great on this fight.
Yeah.
2026, how often in your mind would you like to fight in 2026?
Honestly, I'd like to fight one more time. I believe I'm going to win this fight, and there are 2 potential fights after this in December that if I can get, I'll try and get one of those, not both of them. But if I'd really like to fight 3-4 more times, and then I say that, but I also know, like, if things go the way I could see them go, you never know how that will change what you want, right? But right now, I think like 3-4 more times, and I feel like I'd be good.
Well, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Is there a universe where MG takes a step back from Rise in the daily operations to pursue the 3 to 4 fights that you're talking about? Is that even feasible? Is that something that could be done? Is that something that you would even want?
I don't know. Like, yes and no. I would love, one of the things that I want to do so bad, and is, I don't know, something I feel like I almost owe to myself, is to have one camp where I'm actually in a camp. Like, I would love to be able to create a scenario for myself where I go to California for 4 to 6 weeks and I really do just focus on training. Like, I've gotten to where I've gotten juggling a job, 2 jobs, running a business, being a single parent. Like, I have never had that experience of like just focusing on my training. You know what I mean? And I think that that's something that I've been trying to create and just haven't been able to make happen. But that is something that's the scenario where I see myself stepping away from Rise. There are so many logistical things that would have to happen. I think that stepping away from Rise, like, I have such a great team with me that I could do it, but I wouldn't do it if it interfered with my other coaches' fight schedules, right? I think we all have a lot of momentum in our career right now, and that's not something that I would feel like I would be okay with sacrificing if it was a detriment to my team. But
do you feel that way, or is this a collective thought?
I don't know if they know that I want that. I think that they probably want that for themselves too.
They know that now.
Yeah, they do know it now. That's what's up, guys.
Well, the reason why I say that is because sometimes we get in our own way.
Without question, yes.
Right?
Definitely guilty of that.
And I feel like the team that I know, you know, the team, I know your team, and I don't think anybody on your team would be like, no, MG, like, you need to stay here and help us get ready for our fights. I think and I'm saying this selfishly, but I think they would be like, no, go get the 4 weeks, go out there to California.
Yeah, they would for sure. Like, if without question, if I was like, hey guys, I have, like, you know, the money to be able to step away for 6 weeks, I have like the training set up and I have this title fight, like, they would be like, do it without question. And I think that they would also help figure out like, they would make the sacrifice, and to them it wouldn't even be it. It'd be like, okay, cool, we're going to fight in March and we're going to postpone, whatever. Like, they would make that happen. So yes, maybe it's me in my own way to some extent. I think it's we're a small crew, right? And we have a lot of programs going on, and sometimes I think maybe I don't know. Logistically, I think it'd be difficult though. Yeah. Just because we're all in the gym a lot already as is. And besides the coaching, all the back end work that I do is stuff that I don't really have any of those guys help me that much with. And so I think just one of the things that I've had a challenge as a leader in that space is learning how to delegate. And I think that's like the roadblock is not necessarily whether they could do it or not, but about like how capable am I of passing on things in a clear way that also ensures things get done. And that I don't know. I do really worry about people too. Like I really don't want to. Like I would hate knowing that my team has the same stress that I have, and they probably do. You know what I mean? That's like my perception, but I would hate to put more work on them, especially when they're young fighters with like I'm at the end of my career, which is an important time, but Chris and Marco specifically, like those two guys, like they have time to really become world champions. And I believe in both of those guys so much. And I don't know if I would feel like, I don't know if I would feel like I could ask that of them. And I don't know.
It's something to think about.
Something to think about, yeah.
And I mean, it's down the road, right?
Yeah,
like
we
worried about LeAnna, Martinez.
Yeah, let's focus back.
November
back.
1st.
But, yeah.
You have the walkout song?
Yes. I'm going to walk out to Zanti's It's Blessed and Chosen.
Mm-hmm. Why does that resonate with you?
I think just like, I really feel like I have just a purpose, and it's a really purpose-driven song, and that that resonates with me with where I'm at right now for this fight. And it's like uplifting. And I also I feel like it's a walkout is for you for sure, but it's also an opportunity to speak to the crowd and tell people who you are. Right. And I think that's like, right now the world is a crazy time. Right. And I think, I just want people to feel hopeful and to feel like inspired for themselves too. And I want to have a message that like lifts me up and reminds me why I'm doing what I'm doing, but also that like helps the crowd just feel a little bit of love and feel a little bit of positivity. And like, I don't know, like that message to everybody in that arena is important to me.
Who's in your corner?
Marco. Yeah, I'll just have one corner for this fight. Yeah.
What's the plans after the fight?
Bro, we have a couple of people coming down, so we'll see what happens. But, you know, out-of-state fights are tricky. A lot of times, like, I think we fly out super early. Like, I've had multiple fights where I get back to the hotel. Like, you're kind of transported around by the promotion, right? So a lot of times we'll get back to the hotel, and, like, 2-3 hours later, your transport's coming to take you to the airport. So it's usually not out of state. It's usually not a lot of, like,
sit and wait.
Go, yeah. Like, I don't know, but it's it's like Española, New Mexico. I've never heard of that place until this fight, but I'm sure like the casino will be an interesting.
I was gonna ask if it's on the res.
It's got to be, right? Yeah,
that's what I was.
I'm pretty sure.
Thinking. I think the res is putting this on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So I don't know. Just have a good time with the people.
Have you looked at the rest of the card?
Yeah, I don't know anybody on it. No.
Because the whole title, the theme of this is the return.
Yeah.
And so I'm seeing you come back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing LeAnna come back, but I was wondering if there was like more returns.
To that. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I know we're the main event, so
Dang.
I don't know if it's like about her or if it just sounds cool or if there's more, you know.
It's
I don't
fitting
know.
for both of you.
Yeah, it is for sure. Yeah.
The reason
well, I also wondered if I think it was an annual show and then didn't happen, so I wasn't sure if it was like the return of their show. I don't know to be honest. Yeah.
The name Holmes, I was thinking Holly Holmes, but I don't think she's home. not Holmes. So
Holly Holmes.
You know who?
Yeah, right? I don't know. Is there an S on that or not?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's just home. But she's
Dude,
from New
it would
Mexico.
be dope if she was there. She's for sure a role model for me. Dude, we're the same age, and that like alone, dude, what a badass, right? Like incredible. And man, she looks great. She's fighting well. Yeah.
She's a badass.
She's a badass.
Who's doing the hair? Are you braiding it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you get it done before you fly out, or do you get it done there?
Yeah, it depends. This one I'm getting done before because I'm not sure if I could find somebody there, so I'm getting it done Wednesday night.
Marco don't do braids?
No, teach him, bro. Do you know how to braid?
I know how to braid my hair.
Yeah.
I've never braided something.
I can braid my hair, but not tight enough. Yeah, I can't do it well enough.
I actually need to learn because my daughter's hair is down to her butt now. And
really?
Oh, it's long. Yeah. It's long. It's gorgeous. And she lets me do her hair, but I need to learn how to do straight backs.
Yeah.
Because once I can do that, then I'll be able to do other designs and stuff into her head.
Yeah.
It's just time consuming.
Time consuming.
To learn how to do hair. Then you got to get all the tools. I got to go to Sally's.
Yeah, I know. I got to track down. I usually add just a little bit of hair, like put braiding hair in because it seems to stay better. But sometimes I have a hard time finding it in Salt Lake.
Are you gonna put in some color or what? What are we doing?
No, just like same.
Just regular
same,
joint.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of do the same. I'm like 2 Dutch braids, just like regular. Yeah.
Man,
I think I did do like 3-4 braids or like maybe 6 braids total, 3-4 per side. But I felt like it kind of hurt. Like I like the braids on top just so that when I'm getting, like if I'm blocking or whatever, it feels a little better. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. It's a hack.
See?
Yeah.
Tips and
Less
tricks.
braids, guys.
One thing that I've always heard about in boxing is a lot of politics. Have you ever have felt the politics in boxing?
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I really try and shy away from that. Like, you will never hear me tell a fighter that we lost because we're in California or whatever, or we lost because the judges didn't like us or whatever. Because I really feel like if you put on a dominant enough performance, politics typically don't play in. And I think it's our job to fight a clear enough fight that we don't leave the judges to have an opinion and we just make it a clear win. But
what does a successful night look like November 1st?
I want to finish her. I want to stop her early.
Do you have a game plan for this opponent? Like, are you?
Yeah. I'm the taller fighter. I have a great long range game, and my game plan is to use my long range game, but also been working a lot at holding my ground and fighting inside and making sure that I mix up those two.
I always wondered with you hear about fight camps and stuff like that. There's only so many combinations that are out there, right? Right hook, left hook, jab, uppercut, overhand right, overhand left. Like, what more is there to learn?
That's dude. I feel like it's endless. Like, you can throw a jab a million different ways or 100 different ways. Like, I feel like I have such bad ADD. I don't know if it's real, but I do. But I feel like the only reason boxing has stayed exciting to me and why the fight game still continues to intrigue me is because I'm still learning. And, you know, I can land the same 6'3" on one person, and what they do afterwards changes how I need to make that exit, or how you set up your combinations and how you find your body shots and how you dig your body shots. Like, there is enough variability that you don't ever quit learning. And I think that, you know, there's no right thing to throw in there. You know, a lot of times people will be like, on the mitts, I'll say 1, 2, 3, and they throw a 1, 6, 3 or something. They're like, sorry. I'm like, bro, there's no right thing. Like, in the fight, like, you're never going to be like, oh, you should have thrown the 2 there. You threw the 3, right? Like, if a punch lands, the punch lands. Our job is to hit and not get hit, right? So I think the variability and what's in front of you changes every single fight. So I think this girl is short. I like fighting taller fighters. Like, it's supposed to be an advantage to be the taller fighter. But when I'm in there with really little girls, it's different throwing that low. And especially shorter girls are typically more pressure fighters, right? So when they're getting on the inside, they're in that lower position, which is not where you want them to be. It's hard to get your shots off if somebody's kind of stuck down there. So I love this fight because it's, I don't know, it's like plays to my attributes, but also it's going to be a fight. And those are the fun fights for me, like things that I've got to figure out. How do I adjust to this opponent? And how do I, like, I don't have any tape on this girl, so I can't find any fights, so I don't really know a whole lot about what she's coming with, which is, you know, different than most pro fights. Most people are studying their opponents and you have a game plan based on that. I have a game plan based on knowing her size and knowing, you know, just a few things from what I've talked to other people about. But for me, the fun is like figuring it out right on the fly and dealing with whatever's in front of me. So I don't know. I feel like there's endless combos. 6 punches, but you can do a lot of different stuff with that.
The boxing, from what I've seen and what I've felt in the boxing gym, it feels like your boxers want to get low. It feels like they want to get low. They want to move, get your head off the line and stuff like that. Her being so small, you said 5 feet, she's getting down to 4 or 5.
Yeah,
You're going to be punching down a lot.
Yep. Yeah, I am. Yeah. And when short fighters, especially that short of fighters, I'm almost 5'4", like 5'3", 3/4, whatever. But
you're getting every inch, huh?
Dude, yes. I don't want to lie and say 5'4" because I'm not, but it's so close. But if somebody who is that short also has good head movement and knows how to bob and weave, you're like, yeah, they're down there. And it's tricky. It's hard to, there's not a lot of body, right? Because they're short. Yeah. So finding body shots on shorter girls is also harder. Like your guard is already a tall guy. His body's exposed in his guard. A short girl, her body's already covered in her guard, right? So you've got to work harder to open up your targets, and you're already aiming low. But a lot of times, like if somebody's got good head movement and good defense, a lot of times we'll adjust and I'll kind of throw at their chest or their throat, just because that's where when they're moving, I'm going to be able to pick them off a little bit better there. But when they're that short and they're moving their head a lot, then you got to aim even lower, right? And yeah, it's tricky.
You can't hit in the back of the head.
No.
Like it. Nope. Yeah, that's a tricky target.
But like that's like, you know, using uppercuts, because if they're going down, they're going to walk into those. So I think it's like understanding the strategy, and definitely this is a fight where I need to be mixing up my targets, and whether or not I can clearly see the body, like going to the body will open up the head, going to the head will open up the body, and I need to make sure that I'm not just head hunting, or, you know, those are definitely factors that we've been working on.
Well, the fight's booked, the flights are booked. Marco's ready to go. You're ready to go. I'm assuming LeAnna is ready to go.
I hope so.
Is she a hometown girl?
Yeah, or home state girl.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Holmes Boxing presents the return November 1st at the OK Hotel and Casino. So if you're in New Mexico, go stop by, because we can't stream it. Nope. Holmes, what are we doing, man? We need to get this stream going.
Bro, I got to shout out Millions. You know Millions, right?
Who?
Millions. I'm going to say .com, but I don't know if you say to the dot.
No.
What
is that?
They're a live stream. They do a lot of live streaming of local or smaller mid-size shows.
Really?
But they reached out to me about doing a live stream for the Mountain Medal, and we didn't do it because we kind of didn't feel like it was the right type of venue to really merit a live stream. But bro, they do it. It's completely free for promoters, and they scrub off a little bit at the top of the pay-per-view cost. But for everybody out there, I would highly recommend those guys. Like, they were great to work with when we were talking about it. And
why don't you do it at Metal? It's a beautiful venue. There was a lot of people there.
We should next time. I just talked, you know, it's like a nonprofit thing. We're trying to raise money. Yeah. It's like whatever.
Gotcha.
They thought it was a better way to try and get people to come.
Yeah.
But I think in the future, like, what's there to lose?
Yeah.
You know?
I think all awareness, right?
Yeah.
to make sure that people will know. I mean, think about all those kids that fought that have family that's out of state.
Yes, 100%.
You know?
Yep.
Just more awareness. It builds. If we have the eyes, I've always said, if you get the people, you get everything else. If you can prove that you can get, 500 to 1,000 people to join a stream, think about how many donations you can get that way.
Yeah.
Can we add a donation element off of the live stream?
Yeah. We always say like, oh, well, what if it's not worth it? But it's like, what if it is? Right? Yeah, you're right.
Why not you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why we can always look at this thing, and life's about perspectives, right?
Yep.
It could be a loss. If we can have a losing event, whatever, but it's like, how much experience did you gain? Whose mind did you change about boxing?
Yeah.
Like there's certain wins that you get in any atmosphere.
Yeah. Well, and I think to your point, like, if nothing else, just for the kids and the people who can't come, like, that alone is worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Before we close out, I do want to hear your thoughts on this last Fierce show at the Salt Palace. You had Chris on that card. You had Ruben on that card. I think that was All Rise, right? Just those two, right?
Just those two, yeah.
Ruben was first. Thoughts on Ruben's performance, thoughts on Ruben's fight. You were in his corner for that fight.
Yeah. I was super impressed with Ruben that fight. One thing we've talked a lot about is weaponizing our offense and really using that as a way to pace a fight. And, it's I want you to deal with me. I don't want you to, I'm not trying to deal with you. You're going to deal with me. And I felt like Ruben did that really well. Like, he put the pressure on right out the gate. He came back after that first round and knew he had broken his hand, or that his hand was fucked up somehow. And what he was able to do in that second round, like, if you watch it back, I think he threw maybe 2 or 3 right hands. That was probably adrenaline letting it go, but he really dominated that second round with just his lead hand and some calf kicks. And I was super impressed with that's Ruben's third fight, right?
MMA?
Third MMA fight, right?
That was the second.
Second MMA fight, third fight total. Yeah. I just, for somebody with that little fight experience to be able to adjust in that type of adversity, man, I was just so impressed with him. And, in the third round, being able to then start to mix in some takedowns and execute without just relying on his striking, that kid is special. And his ability to listen, his ability to follow directions in the corner. And, I think one thing that is an advantage of having a fighter as a coach is those guys know that we've done it all. And I think there's a little different trust. Those guys see me in the gym, sparring, grinding, just like them. We're all puking together, metaphorically, right? Yeah. But I think that Ruben does trust what we say and does it and executes. And he also has, he knows who he is. He's a dog, and he's going to show it, and he's not going to back down. And I thought he showed both heart and skill and coachability in that fight that really sets him apart, in my opinion.
And this, and I say kid, he's a grown ass man. So if
we're all kids. Yeah.
I don't want to offend anybody, but this kid, Ruben Rivera, for the listeners, he just started in March.
Yeah.
Of 2025.
Yep.
His last fight was September of 2025.
Yeah.
This kid he's on the trajectory to be something really, really special.
Yeah, he is.
And I just hope that he stays hungry and he wants it,
Yeah.
You can be good at something, but it doesn't mean that you want to do it.
Yeah.
I just hope that the fire still burns in him, going over these next couple years for whenever he decides he wants to go pro, whenever coaches decide that.
Yeah. I think, I'm a really big proponent of getting a lot of fight experience. I think competition shapes you differently than training, meaning I for sure have had harder sparring than I've had fights, but competition experience is a different ball game than being in the gym winning sparring rounds. And so I really think Ruben will benefit from continuing to take Muay Thai fights, boxing fights, jiu-jitsu matches until he turns pro and getting as much competition under his belt as he can. And he's on board with that. But what I'll say is, we told him like, hey bro, just because you're injured doesn't mean you can't train and doesn't mean you shouldn't be in the gym. Like be around it. You will learn so much from watching. And he's been in there every week, at least a couple days a week, helping coach, like I'll have him help out with the kids on the bag while we're doing another drill or helping corner sparring or whatever. And I think that's what shows me that Ruben, like, he's not going to let the little, because these are the things that can easily take somebody out, right? Like new girlfriends, broken hands, whatever, that kind of stuff. But I've seen Ruben, like, I think he's locked in. I think he's really about it.
That's great. Were you disappointed when he didn't finish on the ground?
No, I wasn't. I mean,
told him broken hand or not, you should have finished that shit.
Yeah, no, I wasn't disappointed. I felt like that was such a dominant fight. I was just like, dude, I was just so happy for him.
He did really well. On the flip side, we had Chris in his fight against Nate Ayers.
Yeah.
This was a fight that a lot of people were hyped about. It was
a great fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two names that are on the rise.
Yep.
No pun intended. But what was your thoughts on Chris's performance and the fight in general?
Yeah. First of all, I want to say, like, I give Chris a lot of respect for taking that fight on such short notice, right? Like, he was in Colorado at his sister's wedding when we got the call to see if he wanted to take that fight. I think it was like 3 weeks out. He didn't get back for like 4 days. That's the type of fight where I think if Chris had the time to prepare, it would have been a little different outcome. But that being said, I think Nate fought a smart fight, albeit not a fight I like to see. I think that it's one of those things where, as a coach, I can understand why he made the decision to fight the way he did because he got the win, right? Mm-hmm. But I also think that that's a fight that he took the least, he took the safest way to get there, right? And I would do that with Chris too. Chris is nasty striking, and Nate made good decisions to make it so that Chris couldn't execute his game, right? Mm-hmm. I think that we saw areas that Chris needs to work out on takedown defense and adjustments that he needs to make in those ways. But at the end of the day, I think that Chris is still, like, I don't think that fight took anything away from who Chris is. That's what I'll say. That's like, good. I think Chris still has, I think he should still be considered one of the, top up and comers in the amateurs. I think he's got the world ahead of him. And I think that I like that happened to him now, so that he can make the adjustments and it doesn't happen again. Yeah,
and I don't think anybody is taking anything away from Chris's performance.
No, I don't either. Yeah.
Other than he's gonna be dangerous when he gets his next fight.
Yes,
like,
he is.
This is gonna make him grow so much. And I don't think I don't think anybody is gonna be like, oh, let's write off Chris.
No, not at all. Yeah.
It's one against a guy that fought his game plan and did a good job at it.
Yeah, that's the fight game, right? Like, kudos to that team for making those decisions. And I mean, like, we're all fighters, so we all want to see a fight, right? And I think that there was some disappointment I would love to see that fight stay standing and see what that looked like, right? But it's what it is, and you do what you got to do. And at the end of the day, Scott, the president of the commission, my first fight, I'll never forget. I fought this girl that I was like really disappointed about because she was like not good at all, and I was like really excited to show my skill set as a pro, first time in Utah fighting after several years, and I got this kind of bum girl, and I had like a first round stoppage, and I felt like my fans didn't get what they deserved. And afterwards, Scott was like, your job is to win and get out with no damage and go home to your family. And that was like, he's like, your job is not to entertain the crowd. Your job is not to do anything else but get the win and get home. And I thought a lot about that. And I think that that's like, as fight fans and as fight enthusiasts, we want to see wild, fast fights, right? But I think that it is really important to remember what our job is. And, none of us like to see a fight. I don't think very many people like to see a fight like that fight with Chris and Nate. But at the end of the day, I think you have to remember what the task is, and the task is to win the fight. And he clearly won the fight, right?
Yeah.
And so that's that.
Yeah, now that I've been hanging out with fighters, and I got fighters that are friends and whatnot, I look at fights a little differently. You know, back before I was really engraved into this fight community, it was, I want to see the first round knockout. I want to see the quick walk-offs, right? Mark Hunt style. Zeke Latu style now, you know what I mean? Like, but then I take a step back and I'm like, I want to see precision. I want to see Marcos piece up guys and be strategic on things, and then I want to see now Joe Haro has a signature back fist or elbow. It's like I'm waiting for this moment for this back spinning elbow now. You know, I want to see these moments, which I love.
Well, I think too, like that fight, Joel's fight, holy smokes, man, right? Like, I can't remember what's his opponent's name. Remember that dude from Idaho? Oh my
goodness. Oh, it's Horsley.
Horsley, yeah, bro. Like, that's a fight when you leave. Like, yeah, Joel won, but that's a fight that you respect both of those guys so much, right?
Absolutely.
And I think that's like world title fights should be close fights, right? I love to see close fights. Like, I think Fierce does a great job of making those kind of matches, but I think that's like, I want to see a fight that is a close fight and that people really have to figure it out, right? Those are the fights that like you really get to see like the adaptation throughout the round. You get to see how somebody deals with adversity. You get to see how somebody realizes how to make adjustments, how to whatever, right? Versus like, yeah, it's fun to watch somebody get knocked out really fast or whatever, but like,
yeah. It's like last night, right? The Cyril Gahn and Tom Aspinall.
I didn't see it.
It was an eye poke. World Heavyweight Championship.
Yes. Yeah, bro.
Stoppage with an eye poke.
Yes.
Like, shit,
yeah,
damn.
that sucks. Yeah.
This is the one that we've been waiting for. And Dana White came out and said, we're going to get a rematch, but what if we don't?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you can say that all you want, but yeah.
There's moments where you're like, damn, like this is the fight I wanted to see, and we don't know if we're ever going to see it again.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about that? Like people saying that an eye poke should be like automatic DQs or...
As far as the result goes, I think it depends on the fighter. Like, is the fighter that got eye poked, are they okay to even proceed? You know, and that's the thing about we can't see the vision. You know, it's not a broken bone. You don't know. It could be red, but maybe he still has perfect 20/20, and he's just like, nah, I don't want to fight this guy because I felt a little bit of power. You know, there's it's a tricky thing with eye pokes, but I do believe that we got to take the fighter's word for it. You know,
agreed, 100%. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I don't know if it's an automatic DQ, but give him a time, let him wipe his eyes, see if he can get his vision back. If he does, cool, let's proceed. If he says nah, I can't, then what are we gonna do?
Yeah,
we're gonna call him a wimp. I'm like, nah, dude's had two fingers in his eyes.
I think too, like, I don't know. I can't speak on that fight, but I think most of the time you can tell when somebody's trying to get out of it. You know what I do.
Have you experienced that?
I've seen people find a way out of fights for sure. Yeah. Low blows, whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
And you can tell, like, you can read the energy, especially if you know the fighter. But yeah, I do. And I think you're right. I think you should trust the fighter. But at the end of the day, like, you have to go home with yourself, right? If you took an easy way out, like, that's got to be a hard thing to live with if it were me.
Facts. Yeah. I think I would probably, if I get hit hard, I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm good, but I ain't fighting that motherfucker.
Yeah, right. I'm so glad no low blows and no eye pokes on my sport, so that's good.
All right, MG. Let's wrap this thing up.
Thank you, man.
LeAnna Martinez, you're fighting her this Saturday night, November 1st at the OK Hotel and Casino for Holmes Boxing presents The Return. It is the return of you, and you're ready to go. You're ready to give this girl all the rounds. Hopefully we get it one and done. We just talked about entertaining fights, but hey, we wanted to win.
Yep.
Like, we're going there to win. We're going to get the win. You guys are going to enjoy your dots.
Yes.
After the fight.
After the fight, yep.
Marco, hey, you got to get her some dots. So make sure you hit the Maverick before you leave, or maybe you hit the concession stands before you after the fight or whatever. Make sure you get her dots.
You got that?
What's the social media? Where can we follow you? Where can we take a class for Rise and whatnot?
Yeah, on social at MaryGwen_Vellinga, at Rise Boxing, on the web www.riseboxing.com. That's it.
Boom. Go take a class. It's not all competitors up there. There's some fitness classes that you do. You heard about the all women's class, so no art classes.
That is sparring specifically. Don't come to the women's thing thinking you're gonna get taught anything. Like you're just gonna train.
Yeah, you ain't get punched in the face.
Come get punched in the face. Yeah, let's go.
No art classes just yet.
Not yet. It's hopefully. Yeah.
Right. 2030.
26
next year.
Yeah.
We're gonna do an art
next
class.
year? Yeah, I bet by next year.
You realize that we're in October. It's November. You're fighting November 1st.
Yeah. Bro, yeah, honest. Yeah, I think something maybe.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, go follow her. Go check out everything that Rise got going on. If you want to help support this show, you can go head on over to patreon.com/DreRawka, DreRawka. But again, like, share, comment, subscribe. That's the best way to do it. Like, share her flyers, share the gym, share this show, tell a friend to tell a friend, and spread the news. All right, start spreading the news. We're leaving.
Thank
today.
you so much, man.
Of course, anytime. You can follow me at DreRawka, DreRawka. Y'all have the day you deserve. Always protect your light. We're out. Peace.